Every week, I hear some version of the same question. Susan, we're paying rent every month. Should we just buy an industrial condo? My answer is maybe. For some businesses, buying is one of the smartest decisions they'll ever make, and for others, leasing is still the right call, and there's no shame in that. What I want to do today is walk you through the exact framework I use with clients when they're sitting across from me with this question. Because the answer isn't about the building, it's about the business. I'm Susan, that commercial realtor, built for business, backed by data, negotiating with bite. Let's get into it. First question, what are you actually trying to accomplish? Before we look at a single listing, I want to understand your business. Are you tired of rent increases? Do you want more control over your space? Are you trying to build equity instead of writing a check to the landlord every month? Do you want a permanent home for your operation? All of those are legitimate questions to consider ownership. Where I push back on is buying simply because it feels like the next logical step. Ownership is a tool, just like leasing is a tool. The question is, which one best serves your business right now and 5 years from now? The strongest real estate decisions I've seen start with a business goal, not a building. The second question is, can the business comfortably support ownership? Most people start by comparing a mortgage payment to their current rent. That's definitely a starting point, but it's only part of the picture. When you own an industrial condo, you're carrying more than just the mortgage. You have to consider condo fees, property taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, and the possibility of special assessments. Those numbers add up and they need to be part of your analysis from day one. The benchmark I use with clients isn't can you afford to buy it, it's can you comfortably own it while still investing in your business itself. I never want to see a company become building rich and cash poor. The property should be supporting your growth, not competing with it. The third question is, will this space still work in 5 to 10 years? This is often the question that separates a good purchase from a great one. Most buyers evaluate industrial condos against their operation today. The buyers who make the strongest decisions evaluate against where they want to be. You might need 3,000 square feet today. What if you need 5,000 in just 3 years? What if your power requirements change? You add staff, add trucks, need outdoor storage. The right industrial condo doesn't just fit today's operation, it has room for tomorrow's. And if the space can't grow with you, the flexibility of leasing may be worth more than the equity of owning. Good planning creates options and poor planning creates expensive course corrections. Fourth question, are you buying a home for the business or an investment? These are two completely different conversations, and I want to be clear about that. As an owner-user, industrial condos can make tremendous sense. You get occupancy control, you're building equity, you reduce uncertainty in your long-term costs. For many businesses, that stability is genuinely valuable and worth paying for. On the other hand, as a pure investment play, the math often looks different. In today's market, acquisition pricing and achievable lease rates don't always align the way investors need them to. That's not a reason to avoid industrial condos. It's a reason to be clear-eyed about your objective before you make an offer. The strongest industrial condo purchases I'm seeing are almost always owner-user purchases. People buying a home for the business, not chasing a cap rate. Know which goal you're after before you go shopping. So when do I like industrial condos? Generally speaking, I'm enthusiastic when the business is stable and established. You expect to be in that space for 7 to 10 years or even longer. Future space requirements are reasonably predictable, and ownership costs are competitive with the leasing market costs in the same market. This tends to work well for contractors, trades, service companies, small distributors, light manufacturing, business operations where stability and control have real operational value. When would I slow my roll? I pump the brakes when the business is in a high growth phase with unclear space needs year over year. Capital is better deployed inside of the business than into real estate, and flexibility genuinely matters more than stability right now. In those situations, leasing isn't settling, it's the smart choice. The right lease, negotiated well, can give you more runway to grow into the decision to buy. Not every business should own, and not every business should lease. The right answer for your company depends on the business, not the building. Burlington continues to be one of the more compelling locations for industrial owner-users in Southern Ontario. Between the QEW 403 and 407, access is exceptional. You're close to the U.S. border, you're inside one of Canada's strongest industrial corridors, and the labor pool is solid. For businesses that need to move product, reach customers, or stay connected to the supply chain, the location works. That's why demand from owner users has stayed consistent here, even as the broader market has shifted. Business owners recognize the long-term value of being well-positioned, and good industrial condos in this market reflect that. The challenge definitely isn't finding an industrial condo, it's finding the right one for your specific operation. That's a whole different conversation, and it's one worth having. The best industrial condo purchases I've been part of didn't start with someone getting excited about a building. They started with a business owner who was clear about where they were going, and then we found a property that supported that direction. I don't start by asking, can you buy it? I start by asking, will owning this help your business get where it wants and needs to go? That's always where the right answer lives. If you're evaluating an industrial condo, industrial space, or commercial property in Burlington, Halton, or anywhere across the GTA, hit like, subscribe, and follow along. Every week, I help business owners answer the questions that matter most, such as, should I lease or buy? Is this property worth it? Will this space still work for my business 5 years from now? I'm Susan, that commercial realtor, built for business, backed by data, negotiating with bite. Now that you know the difference between buying and simply owning, what are you going to do about it?